What rumor at your workplace turned into a story for generations? I was at my new job at the pediatric therapy clinic when Sarah returned after a 3-month unpaid leave. Every therapist froze mid-conversation. Even the kids sensed it. Look who finally showed up. Jamie, our lead PT, said loud enough for the whole floor to hear. Guess she got bored of her midlife crisis. I'd only been there for 2 weeks, clearly missing something huge. During our morning meeting, our supervisor Diana gave this whole speech about professional commitment while staring daggers at Sarah. The woman just sat there, hands folded, taking it. And at lunchtime, I finally found out why. Jamie cornered me by the microwave. Stay away from Sarah. She abandoned her 16-year-old autistic son and husband 2 months ago. Just walked out. No warning. She leaned in closer, voice dripping with disgust. High-functioning autism, but still. What kind of mother does that? Well, over the next few weeks, I watched Sarah's work life turn into absolute hell. Other therapists forgot to include her in case consultations. Parents started requesting different PTs after whispered conversations in the waiting room. Diana assigned her all the violent cases, the biters, the scratchers, the kids who left bruises. The break room emptied whenever she entered. But here's what didn't add up. Sarah was incredible with these kids. I watched her work with this nonverbal boy who'd bitten 3 other therapists. With Sarah, gentle as a lamb. She never raised her voice, never showed frustration. When he melted down, she'd apply joint compressions whispering, "You're safe, I've got you." She brought her own sensory tools when our supplies ran low. Stayed late writing detailed home plans for parents. But conveniently, nobody ever noticed this side of her. I remember everything changed during Marcus Coleman's session. 7 years old, severe ADHD, and his dad was this massive dude who always seemed ticked off about the diagnosis. And that day, Marcus was having a rough one. He was throwing weighted balls all while screaming bloody murder at the top of his lungs. I was on the ground in pain after a ball had hit me, when suddenly his dad burst through the door reeking of whiskey. "This is BS. He doesn't need this playbaby therapy." He yanked Marcus up by the arm. The kid screamed louder. "Mr. Coleman, please," I started, but he whipped around, backing me against the wall, his hand slammed beside my head. "You people are scamming us, making him worse so we keep paying." Spit flew in my face. His other hand grabbed my shoulder, fingers digging in. "Maybe someone needs to knock sense into you." I froze. I couldn't breathe. That's when Sarah appeared, stepping between us without hesitation. "Let her go. Now." Her voice had this edge I'd never heard. "Don't tell me what to do, betch. I've heard all about you abandoning your own kid." She didn't flinch when he raised his fist, just spoke in a neutral tone. "You're hurting him. Step back or I'm calling CPS." Something in her tone made him release Marcus, who ran straight to Sarah, clinging to her leg. She knelt, checking his arm for marks while keeping her body between the boy and his father. Coleman stormed out screaming about lawsuits and crazy bitches. Sarah turned to me immediately. "Are you okay? Did he hurt you?" She gently examined my shoulder. "You saved me," I whispered, still shaking. She squeezed my hand. "We look out for each other, or we should." That last part hit different. Diana called us into her office immediately. I expected her to hug Sarah and maybe give her some free mints, or at least a thank you. But instead, she actually gave out to Sarah. "You escalated unnecessarily. Mr. Coleman says you threatened him, turned his son against him. He was assaulting. Maybe your personal situation is affecting your judgment. A mother who abandons her kid might misinterpret normal parental frustration." "Diana, I saw everything," I interrupted. "Sarah saved." "Did she?" She interrupted. "Or did she terrorize a child against his father?" "She put Sarah on probation. One more incident, you're done." Sarah's hands trembled signing the papers. I saw her bite her lip hard enough to draw blood. Next week, everything exploded. Someone photographed Sarah's car in our parking lot at 2 a.m. and posted it in the staff group chat. Guess who's living in her car? No wonder she abandoned her family. Can't even take care of herself. The replies were brutal. Probably blew their savings on her crisis. That poor kid. Maybe if she apologized, her husband would take her back. By noon, printed copies appeared everywhere. Her locker with GOHOME scrawled across it. Sarah pulled them down one by one, hands shaking. Jamie and others laughed openly. Truth hurts, huh? That evening, I found her in the sensory room, sitting among weighted blankets, sobbing into her hands. I sat beside her, and she collapsed against my shoulder. "I'm so tired," she whispered. "I'm so fucking tired of being strong. You're the only one here who sees me. Everyone thinks I'm evil. What really happened?" I asked gently. She rolled up her sleeve. Burn scars covered her forearm. "This was all from my husband. But your son? That's what kills me." Tears streamed down her face. His dad trained him to blame his autism for everything. He doesn't understand boundaries. My stomach dropped. The night I left, they cornered me in the kitchen. Aiden held me down while his dad, she couldn't finish. When I called 911, Aiden told them I was confused. Played up his autism, said I was overwhelmed caring for him. He was the sweet autistic boy. I was the overly hysterical mother. They left. My heart dropped. Full story on channel, link below.